Hello everyone. Today I'm going to discuss about some theories and framework that will be helpful in a classroom environment. So the first we have a historical approach which is a tabula rasa that is invented by the John Locke, and he believes that the child is born with an empty mind. They are not born with the knowledge or ideas, instead they learn and develop only through their experiences. This slide will explain how the tabula rasa's key principles will help me to in a real time classroom. The first one is the role of adults. Basically, parents and teachers must first teach the children how to learn and enjoy the learning. If suppose I am in the classroom, I can act as a positive role model to the children, guide the children with the children discipline, teach them moral respect and problem solving. This will be the my role into the classroom. I will explain with the help of example. For example, if any kind of conflicts happen between two children, it is a good idea. I can guide them to express the feelings and find the solution. This will help them to develop the empathy and cooperation between them. So the next key principle that has been uh, declared by John Locke, that is that the acknowledge comes from the sensory experience. For example, seeing, hearing, feeling, smelling as well. So in my classroom, I can use the multi-sensory learning activities, engage a sign, touch, hearing, and the movement thing. So for example, if I want a child to understand the shape of anything, I can give them a 3D object. I can trace the shapes in a sand and with the help of building blocks. So, in the next point, Locke believed that all the children are capable of learning if they're given the right experience. If I talk about a real time environment in the classroom, I believe every child has a potential. We should support individual learning needs. Yeah, I can explain you with the help of example. For example, if a child is struggling with the writing, so with the help of a fun activity, I can give them a play doh in order to write down or create the form letters instead of putting them a pressure. Next, we have a contemporary approach with the Montessori method, where she believed that the children can best learn through the hands on activities and prepared environment, which is the opposite to the John Locke method. She believed that children can sit together, learn together with the different age groups. The older kids can guide to the younger ones. I can explain you with the help of example. For example, a 5 years old children can show the 3 years old how to rule a map and clean up do things, though this thing will build up the leadership skill, patient and the social skills they can learn from each other. So, this key principle of a Montessori approach can help me to create a safe, organized, and child friendly environment into the classroom so that children can easily access to the materials, so that they can self correcting materials and they have a freedom of choice. For example, if a children wants to take a tray and pours the water from the jug, so then they can return the tray without needing the adult help. So this builds the responsibility and independence in the children. And the next is the cognitive development theory that has been invented by the Jean Piaget. He believes that the children can think different from adults and actively construct knowledge by interacting with their environments. He believes that the children has been go through the four different stages and which they learn through the senses symbols and develop the logical as well as a solve hypothetical problems. So the Jean Piaget believes that children are active learners. They are not like empty vessels. They actively participate, explore, and make a sense of thing by their own. If I talk about a real-time example in the classroom, if the children play with the water and a cup, educator won't instruct about the volume of the water. The children discovers through the play that a small cup cannot hold as much as water as a big one. So this self-discovery helps to build the lasting understanding in a real time. The next one is the surplus energy theory that has been invented by the Friedrich, and he believes that basically the play is basically to helps the children to release the energy. It is a medium to release the pent up energy. That also helps to understand the children become restless if they sit for the long time. It is a reminder for the educator for R that they need a physical activity. For example, if a child sits for the long time in the classroom and at the recess begins, it runs, climbs, and plays. So basically, that helps to release extra energy, not for any goal. So, what I can learn from this surplus energy theory is that the children need some time to take a break so they can again regain the focus. The next we have a early years learning framework, which is basically shapes that how we can support and educate the young children in Australia. That encourages to view the each child as a capable and as a learner. So I will give you the example here that how the early years learning framework can implemented into my classroom. For example, a 4-year-old children builds a bridge with the blocks. So this is my responsibility. If I can ask an open-ended question to that child, that what made you choose those long blocks for the middle. So this will implement the some practice and principles of the early years learning framework. So the practice is intentional teaching. Intentional teaching means I have questioned them. I have questioned the open ended. That is an open ended question. So that helps a child to think deeper and learn more while playing. And the principle is the high expectations and responsive, which means I believe that child can think and explain more and learn more with the help of play. And in this way, I can get a two outcomes, the outcome number 4 and 5, which is child thinks and solve problems, language and communications. So basically, she responds. I can respond to what a child is doing and helping them to learn more. This will increase the relationship between me and the child and increase the language acquisition between us, between both of them. The NQS basically is setting standards across the 7 quality areas such as the education program, health, safety, physical environment, and leadership. For example, if a children wants to go out for the play, so it is my responsibility to go out and check the area for the safety. Is there any hazard? Is there any rubbish before a play? So this will definitely link to the NQS quality area too, that is a children health and safety. In this way, I can make sure the environment is a safe before children play outside. In my next example, I can tell you the next quality area link up, that if, for example, if I notice that a one child is a quite between a group of children, so I can plan a small group activity for that kid to build the confidence, to make him feel safe and comfortable to talk. So this will directly links to the quality area of 5, that is the relationship with the children. So in this way, I can support the child's emotional needs and confidence. Thank you so much.